Okay. Hello, good morning. How are you guys? How is everyone? Wait. Hello. Camped. Demi. How are you guys? Hello. Hello. Wow. There we go.
I lowered the sound effects again, so I don't know if they're louder or loud enough, but that's sorry. You looking particularly sketchy today? Oh, thank you. Music too loud, guys? I just want to make sure. Take a swig of water. I tried Baja Blast Mountain Dew for the first time today, and it gave me a headache, and it tasted like metal, so I'm never gonna drink that ever again. Never ever again. I have a can here, and it's like a little bit left, but I dead got a piercing headache afterwards, and I was just like, okay, I guess I'm not drinking that. Well, I did stop drinking soda like 3 years ago, and I've just like not drank soda since. So it probably was just a headache from me never have drinking like soda in general. So my body was just like, what the f are you doing? Did you take a Tylenol or something? Yeah, I also got water. The water immensely helped. Okay, so how's your guys' Sunday been? It's been raining all day today, and it's been so comfy. So nice. I got to hang out with some friends today. It was very nice, very comfy, very chill. I got to see my favorite people, so I don't have a lot of favorite people. Chat, you're different. You're built interesting. Planning to do Minecraft later? That sounds fun. I think I'm going to do some Minecraft probably after this week. This week's very busy for me. Very busy for me. We've got a giant event coming up this weekend. Pixel Panic has gotten much bigger than I assumed it was going to be. We have 38 people that have signed up. Good God. So I'm figuring that out. Trying to make sure that all those who want to race get to race. I'm making sure everybody has a fun time. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm striving for you guys to have an amazing event. It's gonna be a good time, I promise. I just gotta figure out some kinks, but other than that, signups have already closed, the quickest that it has ever had to close. But yeah, signups are done. You cannot sign up for Pixel Panic anymore. They are closed. If you wanted to race, you will just have to wait for the next one. And I apologize if you couldn't get in this time. But 38 people. Yeah, we kind of had to close it, unfortunately. Sorry. I gotta figure out how I'm getting all 38 of you motherfuckers to race. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so today we're doing the final session of the Sonic OC Showcase. We're gonna be going through some OCs that you guys submitted, and the surprise that I brought on last time was we were gonna create a standalone video game based on that character. And we had a couple of good ones last session. I think we had a really good time with it, so we're gonna try and finish up these today. We might not go as in-depth this time around. That's totally fine, because we got a lot of really good ideas from the last one. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I apologize if I'm not as loud. It is a Sunday evening. There are many people in my abode that are going to be sleeping very soon, so I'm trying to be as respectful as possible and not be as loud. And this is a mellow stream. Most of our art streams are very mellow, very chill. So we're quite used to Sundays being pretty quiet. So with that out of the way, we will go on to our session here. Huzzah! Okay, so just a quick overview of the ones that we have gotten, and I have their pictures here. The first character that we did was Bizern, which is this character here. Yep. And they had a fighting game, fighting arcade beat 'em up, which was really cool. Had a multiplayer, had a couple of stuff that based on their powers. Depending on what player you were for multiplayer, you got that particular power. So it was split amongst all of them, kind of like that Legend of Zelda where you were the Four Swords, kind of that style, sort of. So that was his. We also did Juliet Rose Thorn. That was a Metal Gear Solid type deal for this character, which was really chill. Honestly, we ended up having a really good time with that one. It was stealth based. Let's see, what else did we have? We had Galaxy, which is this boy here. And that one is the one we spent the most time with. And that was an open world crafting game where you were a merchant going around creating new technology and inventions to help people on different missions. And you could sell them on an online marketplace. And we figured there would be a PvP element. That one we spent a lot of time on. That one was a lot of fun though. So that one was really chill. The other one that we had was Jackie, this character here. And that one was a cafe sim visual novel style deal. It was a cafe that took place on a train, and it was visual novel style for its cutscenes, and the rest was literally running a cafe on the train, opening up different train cafes, trying to make friends with your staff. More than likely, instead of you playing a character interacting with Jackie, you would play as Jackie on her first day for this cafe, kind of just making her way through the ranks to head barista. You'd make drinks and other things like that, and customers, different stations all over the world. It was very cool. Lots of cosmetics you could get for this game. So that was really chill. I liked that idea. It sounded very comfy. The next one we got was Mocha. And that, of course, was a racing game. And that one was pretty invested. That one was pretty much the game style was you were to compete with people on the hub world and in different Grand Prix and tournaments. I just went BRB. I'm here now. Hello, Cartool. But yeah, and there was like Easter eggs, and you could unlock cars, and there were extra modes. Very, very cool. So that one was a lot of fun. Then we had Kyrie Lomfox, and she was an arena fighter with a story mode that was very... It was an arena fighter that was very akin to the Naruto Shippuden series, or Way of the Ninja, and it was formatted like that with very cinematic cutscenes, fighting cutscenes for specials and stuff like that. And it was you building your ideal team with Kyrie at the forefront to be the best and better than Sonic. So that one was a lot of fun too. That was cool to mess with. So I believe that was as far as we got. So the next one is Demon. Demon. So let's see, which one is Demon? I'm thinking it's this one? That's Nares. Nares, which one's yours? Oh, I thought Pumpkin Spice was yours. He put in two. Okay, so is Demon this one down here then? This red one, this red wolf one? Demon and Demon are? I believe it. Pumpkin is his. Okay. Perfectly fine. Pumpkin. Okay, so I'm guessing this is Demon right here. Is this Demon? He's the hedgehog. Yes? Okay. So let's go over the character. So automatically I get points deducted off of me personally, not the art, me for thinking it was a wolf because I'm an idiot. Second of all, I like the quills. The quills are really nice, the way that it's stylized. I like the sharp teeth. The bangles are really cool. I like the gloves, baggy pants. The little bandana is a nice touch. The eyes are very piercing. I love that. I think it's neat that the tail has an accessory as well. That's pretty cool. And it's a spike. So that's pretty chill. Yeah, I like the outfit itself is pretty neat too. So I like the way that this character is designed. I don't necessarily know if like, maybe if it was like a lighter shade of red, but I can understand why a darker shade was used to go with the quills. Other than that though, it looks really good. Lower that. That's way too heavy of music. Calm down, Sonic the Hedgehog. There we go. Spike bracelets, my beloved. I used to have spike bracelets and a spike like choker. I don't know what happened to it. I probably have to get new ones. My mom got me one and I can't find it. Please don't tell her that I don't know where it is. I don't. I genuinely don't know. Okay. Telling Sonic the Hedgehog to calm down is like telling a pig to stop eating. I'm sure we're lucky that Panda Mom isn't here. Panda Mom! Isn't Sonic normally pretty calm? Sonic's really chill, yeah. I think he's got some hidden demons that he just wishes he could let loose on people. But he can't because he's a hero. He's just very impatient. Yeah. So, love the character. So, we'll minimize that for now. So, Demon. This is Demon. He comes from a pocket universe called the Acrimonious Zone, where people dump their edgy character OCs, or are put there because they are too unstable for the multiverse to stay in balance, aka OP, Mary Sue, and Gary Stu. Demon was teleported out by an edgelord who was trying to find a way out because their powers were not wiped clean when he was put in the Acrimonious Zone. Now Demon trying to develop himself as a well-rounded person and find out what kind of person he is. He works at a club as a dancer and a waiter. He has shapeshifter abilities. Woo woo! Shapeshifter! Shapeshifter gang, let's go. But he can't change his color of his body or his voice. Oh, I can do that. He does have resting bitch face, and he looks quick to anger, but he's a cool dude that knows when to put his foot down when needed. He does like swords, but he only collects them for display only. Okay, interesting. He is very much... Yo, did Cold Steel get him? He sounds like a parody character, which is fun. So...
Hi, Slinks.
This one's gonna be an intense one, too. I might have to find another chill song. Hold on. This one might work. There we go. This one's good. I need to go back to the chill playlist because the Summer of Sonic playlist just all has dance music and hardcore remixes. I didn't do myself any favors. I gotta imagine it's Acrimonious Zone. Bangin'. Alright, okay, so let's see. Demon like swords, but they're for display purposes. I got them.
Hi, Slinks.
Demon comes back from Pocket Universe. I'm thinking of Giratina's little pocket dimension. Have any of you guys played Pokemon Platinum? Or any of the games that have Giratina in it? It has the reverse world in it. I like the idea of him being able to like create portals that go in and out of these, and it's more of like a puzzle mechanic. So like he has the ability to come in and out of Acrimonious Zone. So I like that idea. I like the portal puzzle type deal. But what's really cool is that you'll be in a section that is a puzzle, but opening that portal doesn't like take you to another side of it. It just takes you to a reverse version of it that allows you to solve it. And then when you go back to the actual puzzle world, it'll have things moved around that you can use to get to the end. So I like that. It's like using the foreground or the background to fix the foreground. Stuff like that. So I think it'd be really cool to have a dimensional portal puzzle-like game is what I'm feeling with this character. So... Thanks, Blaze the Fox 23 for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the galaxy. Portal-esque puzzle game. Mechanic. Use portals to solve puzzles in the foreground or background of an environment. Has reverse world capabilities such as anti-gravity, reverse puzzle shifting, and minus the moon logic. Could be, I don't know, physics-based puzzles have a tendency to break. Sometimes they can knock the item out of a particular parameter, and therefore you can't use it again. So I feel like that would be very frustrating. The Amnesia had this issue, and a couple of other puzzle games also have this issue where things don't work with the colliders or clip or something like that. So I'm trying to think. I think just the switching of portals can do it. Ability to have at least 2 portals in use, able to upgrade to 4 for later puzzles. Those broken physics though can also add to the charm of the game. Yes, depends though, because they can make a game frustrating or accidentally break a sequence, and that's the problem. It would definitely have a checkpoint system in order to help with mitigating if it does have physics. Mitigates possible sequence breaking. Should physics be involved and they break. Good to have those parameters in place. Let's see. to move blocks, pull blocks, climb up ledges, jump onto platforms. So normal platformer movement. So it'd kind of be almost a Portal-esque platformer with puzzles. What would be the story here, though? Okay, so how's this for a story? Demon pursues normality in life, only for Acrimonious Zone to suddenly be breached and various edgy characters released from their imprisonment. Demon being known as one of the only escapees allowed to reside within the normal world, he is tasked with bringing back and retrapping the rogue edge characters. So literally, you having access to going in and out of the reverse, I keep calling it reverse, but that's just what I'm initializing it, the reverse world. It's more of like, it's almost like Abe's Odyssey in a way where you're like leading those to the portal in order to escape. You're kind of using these puzzles to kind of trap them backwards, so the only place they can run to is that portal, and then retrapping them in Acrimonious Zone. So pretty much that's how you would solve puzzles, is either getting to certain places in the overworlds, and then for certain sections, retrapping an edge character that has been released. So how does that sound? A little too much? A little too complicated? Ooh, it would be cool if you had the ability to stop by the bar to recover, save, and also upgrade stamina, turns, portal capability, and unlockables found in puzzles, and also by completing puzzles in a number of turns or time limit. And that brings the bar into it too. It'd be really cool too if at the bar there's a wall that has all of his like displayed weaponry, and that's your unlockables wall. So he finds like little miniature swords in the world, or like cocktails and stuff like that, and those are the unlockables. There we go. Mini swords for unlockables. Cocktails for lives. Slash. Yeah. Cocktails for lives and... Actually, let's do cocktails for upgrades. You find a certain number of cocktails per world, and gathering enough of them gives you stuff for upgrades. It's not so much a currency as it is like a trading token. Like 2 cocktails gives you an extra heart, 4 cocktails upgrades your portal, stuff like that. And then if we have main currency, probably don't need it. Yeah, cocktails are for upgrades, and those are earned via completing puzzles under either set time limit, turn limit, or completing special objective. So it's pretty much through progression that you would unlock certain things. Okay. All right, how does this sound? You got your different quests and stuff that you can see what to do on the wall. Yes. Yes is yes. So the bar itself could be like your main hub. Like, pretty much like the bar and the bartender that's there is the one that would tell you like what your next puzzle in the story is to do. You can also have the honorable mention wall, like where you usually have like your regular customers and pictures and stuff like that. That would be like your quest board for like specialty puzzles and other stuff that can get you more cocktails. And you have the display case wall with the miniature swords, that's your unlockables. You have the jukebox where you can unlock OST, which you can also do with the miniature swords, and unlockables go towards the OSTs as well. It's pretty much where you can listen to the music or mess with options. And you'll... what was it? Oh, speak of the devil, switch it. Hostess stand is where you get your missions. Bartender is where you buy your upgrades. So literally think of yourself standing in the middle of a bar, and facing forward is the hostess stand. Swivel to the next direction, which it would turn in a circle, would be the bartender. Turn again, that's the quest wall. Turn again, that's the display case. Turn again, it's the jukebox. And then turn again, it's like exit to like get out of the game. So you have it as a central hub. Kind of like the menu screen for Conker's Bad Fur Day when it's in that one bar. And it would work like that, pretty much. Alright. Oh, I will say Pumpkins is the owner of the bar he works at. Well, there you go. Pumpkin's your bartender. You get the stuff from her. And whoever else you want will be the hostess. She's holding a menu and everything. So when you go in and she's like waving at you on the menu and you click on her, she'll like immediately open the menu to you and it'll say, this is what we've got today, and it'll like show you the main story mission. which ones you've already completed, which ones you haven't, your progression, your time limit, all that stuff. How many cocktails you got for one, all that stuff. If you go to the bartender, she'll be like, you know, what'll it be? It'll show what she has in stock, which rotates every so often. And it'll usually have some stuff that are standard, so turns and other things like that. You can even buy a set number of cocktails, but once you do, they're not available anymore, so that you can't just constantly buy cocktails. Then you go to the wall and it'll have like pictures and stuff like that on a bulletin board. And you'll see like random little side quests on there that you can take. What about the alcoholic representation? Literally all of the buff items would probably be a type of drink. So if it's like, you know, you're trading cocktails for items. So if you're bringing like cocktails to the bar, maybe harder stuff like whiskey shot can be for health or turns. Stamina boosters could be like a Moscow Mule or an Irish Car Bomb, stuff like that. And it'll be like, this is for your stamina, this is for this is for that. Your like cocktails itself is already the alcoholic representation. But if you really want to go in depth, you can make all of the buff items a type of drink based on that. You don't even have to put an actual drink. You could just be like stamina cocktail or stamina whiskey or turntable Long Island and stuff like that. And just get creative with it. Chuck Norris for speed. Well, we probably couldn't put it in the game because of copyright issues. I'm sure you'd have to ask permission for that. Can we have Thousand Island dressing as a drink? You cannot. That is not a drink. That's a sauce. Okay. It is if you're not a coward. Consider my stomach a coward. I wish to not die. Also, that sounds horrid. Ray the Warlock, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the galaxy. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying yourself. No, it's not. You're not drinking it. You can drink it, just not in front of me. How about that?
He's a pop bat. I love that pop bat. That's cute.
Okay, so how do we feel about this? How do we feel about this game? This game sounds solid. All right, chat, from a circle around Lex and get your dressing ready. Tonight we drink. Oh, I don't like how that sounded. I like yes, very solid. Okay. Cool beans. We move on to Pumpkin Spice. She's the owner of a club, the same club that Deanan works at. The club has a second floor where her and her friends that work for her live. She started her club for a safe space for people to party and relax. She's very short, but she will break your kneecap. She's filled with gremlin mom energy, and she's also very protective of her coworkers and customers. Okay, so let's bring up Pumpkin Spice real quick. 6, 5, 4, 3. There's Pumpkin Spice. Trying to figure out what we could do with her because she bleeds into Demon's game and there's not much for her game-wise. Very cute. I'm gonna guess maybe Bar Sim, but yeah, possibly Diner Dash. Yeah, she's more of like a mini-game character for the other game. And if you complete stuff with her, you get extra cocktails, probably. That could work. Yeah, I like the idea. Bar Sim, Diner Dash, minigame for Demons game. Able to earn more cocktails by completing shifts. Shifts get harder as they progress. You have a time limit on delivering dishes, cleaning tables, taking orders, and making food / drinks. All right. Everybody sound okay with that? Gives them a conjoined spot. Minigame, and maybe if you get like S rank on all minigames, you get a secret sword unlock. Okay. Complete all shifts with best time. Earn a special sword. Unlock. Unlockable. Could be concept art from game. Special quests now available. Or ability to get highest level of turns for New Game Plus. There you go. Okie dokie. I think we got a solid one for that one too. Hello, Sirium. How are you? Boop for you. Thank you so much for the one cookie. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're moving on to the next one. Okay, so this one is Hermes. I believe it's this one down here. So this is Hermes. He's a robot dude. Look at this little fella. It's Axes. Look at that little fella. He's cool looking, ain't he? I like the coloring. I'm not huge, like always a huge fan of the like yellow and gray because I feel like very standard offset color, but it works really well. He does have rocket sneakers. I like the way he looks. He looks very intimidating. He looks like a contender for sure. I think if this shows up in an arena, you probably would get pretty worried. So, I like it. Thanks so much for redeeming to heal me. So yeah. Looks pretty solid character design-wise. I like the way it looks. He looks like a fun little dude, fun little rad guy, rocket boy. Could knock you out without even making physical contact. Yeah, because he's bright as hell. Literally a beacon of light. Oh! Heck! What? Hello? Where, huh, what, huh? Thank you! Welcome, new raiders. Welcome to my party. Hello! Holy Jesus, good morning. Hi! Hello, hello! Holy shit, hello, welcome in, raiders! Osirium, can we get a shout out for Osirium, please? Mods, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. Were you streaming? What were you streaming? I want to know. What game were you playing? It better be a good one. You were playing Roblox. Nice, nice, nice. Hello, Raiders. Welcome, welcome in. If you're new here, my name is Glitch Kitten. I am a variety VTuber. I am an interdimensional cat entity who is all about chaotic, wholesome, cozy vibes. And I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out. We are currently in the middle of doing a event that I run during the summer. It's all summer long until the second week of September, called Summer of Sonic. And we pretty much play everything Sonic, play everything Sega, and all of our events literally are Sonic based. Yesterday we did Sonic fanfic readings and a Sonic Smasher Pass, so that should give you a clue that literally every single thing that gets suggested is Sonic based. Today, we are doing the secondary session of the Sonic OC Showcase, where the community sends in their OCs, we talk about them, and as a surprise from me, we make their own video game based off of the character. So we're currently doing that. Very excited, very chill art type stream today. So we're in the cozy vibes. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Very much appreciate it. And I appreciate you, Osirium. I gotta check out your stuff. I gotta definitely check out your stuff. For sure. I very much appreciate you bringing your lovely community over to hang out with us. Super sweet of you. Okay, so where was I? Right, this boy, this hunk of metal boy over here. So what game, let's see his description here. Let's see, here comes A04 Hermes, an advanced robot who was actually a hypersonic jet, which was used during the war against the alien invaders 30 years ago. Sadly, that aircraft crashed and most of it was left out on a scrapyard, with some parts being sold or reused in case humans or robots needed them for repairs. The Doctor took hold of it and began to reconstruct the jet fighter into one of the most important members of the Crusader faction alongside Apollo, Ares, and Hermes. His design was mostly based on the failed prototype of Hexman Enterprises after the aliens took it alongside the Doctor's parents. Hermes is free-spirited and adventurous with a great sense of justice and benevolence. He can fly at breakneck speeds thanks to his thrusters on his legs and on the back. He also can use his trustworthy swords, which can mostly cut through anything. He also has a last resort weapon in his body, which involves his matrix, which can shoot a devastating laser powerful enough to even melt the most toughest of steel. But after he uses it, he loses a lot of energy, making him mostly slow. He loves to race others and test out his speed, with him winning mostly all of the time. And when he isn't out, he spends the time doing origami figures and listening to music. He has a very good relationship with his teammates, especially Hermes, who he loves to challenge from time to time. But this is Hermes, so which one is he challenging? I'm gonna guess it's probably Ares. It's probably Ares. Hey, thanks so much for... Hey there, Glitch. Hi, Blue Shadow. How are you? So nice to see you. Thank you so much, Cody, for the gift subs. I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm good, thanks. I saw your stream earlier. You were doing Sonic Mania. It looked a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Germ, for the gift sub also. Appreciate it very much. I'm good. I'm good. We're just going through some OCs. Going over the community's nice art and their stories. Giving a spotlight to them and then making video games based off of them. Well, video game concepts. I think if I started game deving on stream, we'd be here a bit longer. than any of us have time to. But maybe one day I'll do some game dev streams when I can actually make a game. Maybe when I start messing with Zone Builder and start making cart tracks for SRB2 cart. Which I think I'm gonna do that in October? Maybe September. Maybe September. I might do dev streams. Those will be fun. But yeah, so I'm gonna guess they meant to say somebody else. He also is secretly in love with one robot from the Spartans faction, Athena, but he's too nervous to show his feelings and confess to her because he fears of what Alexander would think about it and to not be a disappointment to Athena. In the end, Hermes is a great hero alongside the Crusaders with the abilities necessary to save humanity from the aliens once more. I don't know who Alexander is. I'm gonna guess that's the Doctor. There's a lot of names being dropped that haven't had any explanation in the beginning, but then again, that's on me though. I have the weird writer's brain that makes me do that. I'm not trying to pick it apart, I promise. My internet hiccuped and it was over. I'm sorry, Shadow. Hey, Screeching Unicorn, thanks so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the galaxy. I love your design. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. This is my sketchbook design. I usually look a little different. But this is my sketchbook design that is specifically for art streams. So, happy about that. Okay, so, not entirely sure. Okay, Summer of Sonic playlist. Going hard yet again. I need to get something a bit more chill because you're going insane. Okay, that works. Perfect. Sometimes my playlist goes a little too hard. I might be wrong though, because I've seen some of Axe's work with the entire team, and I faintly remember Alexander being the doctor of the bunch or something like that. And the background, nice. Cody, my asset person, asset sensei as you will, created the background for this. He did an amazing job, and also did the texture for my rig for it to look sketchbooky. Pretty much redrew it. So he did great. Proud of him. Okay, so I'm trying to think of a game for this character. I'm not sure. It could be a platform shooter. They did amazing. I agree, they did. They did an amazing job. I'm very thankful. Hey, I finally caught a live stream. Hey, Bread Turtle 42, how are you? He would have been pretty excited to explain more. I wish Axe was here right now since he had to go to sleep. I know, I feel so bad. Our time differences are terrible. Good to have you, Bread Turtle. Let's see. I'm trying to think what game could fit for this character. Let's see. He's got some... He can fight. He's in a team. It could be a... We already really have we have a 4-player beat 'em up, but we could do Apollo, Ares, and Hermes. So it's just 3 on that team. Unless you drag Athena, but she's on another faction. Could be robot fighting, really. I'm doing alright doing that there adult thing called laundry. Diners, drive-ins, and dives is playing, so it's not all bad. Nice, nice, nice. Sounds like a good evening. Man. Could have a robot fighter. But what to do with it? The hell kind of gameplay style would Metal Gear Revengeance be? That's a hack and slash? It'd be in the same vein as Bayonetta. Could do a hack and slash. Yeah, Bayonetta DMC could do that. They have swords. You know what? That could work. It could be a hack and slash. And he goes through different, like, he fights other factions, like other robot factions, every so often. So you meet other robots that, like, they're not really your enemy, but they are wanting to, like, they are wanting to do way more missions than you or be the best faction out there. So there's a possibility you could run into them every so often. You know, rival characters that come in to, like, fuck with you. But yeah, it could be a hack and slash where you're fighting against aliens. It could be like a weird mixture of EDF and DMC. I like that idea. Okay. Hack and slash DMC slash EDF. Mechanic. Sword fighting. Ability usage. Team mechanic. Able to switch machines. Story. Hermes and his team are alerted that another alien attack is imminent, ending the small period of peace. Doctor sends them out to investigate disturbances, only to find out the intel was correct, and various locations have become overrun by the alien fleets. All factions besides Hermes have been sent out, almost creating a rivalry and competition to defeat aliens faster and more efficiently than the others. Fight off the aliens as well as rival factions. And there we go. So, how's that sound? That sound a bit more doable? Hermes and his team are alerted that another alien attack is imminent, ending the small period of peace. The Doctor sends them out to investigate disturbances, only to find out the intel was correct, and various locations have become overrun by the alien fleet. All factions besides Hermes have been sent out already, almost creating a rivalry and competition to defeat aliens faster and more efficiently than the others. Hermes and his team must fight off the aliens as well as rival factions and save the world. Boom! Okay. Like a game you would play with HCO? Probably, depending on the robot you pick as your class. So you would play as Hermes probably for the starting couple of levels until you get your other teammates, and then you have the ability to switch classes. And then the more the other factions that you fight, you unlock more of those machines, and that unlocks more classes. So I think that'd be a pretty good mechanic. Let's see. And then all levels are mission based, tied by a few story missions in between. It has PvP online. Can create a 3-person to 4-person faction with friends, which means they could be any of the machines they've unlocked, or if you're running the room, people can pick from the factions you've unlocked. So you got the Spartan faction and you got this faction, and they all have like 3 classes in it, or 3 machines for that particular class. So like, let's say you have a sword class, which is like, you know, the fighter class, or you have the gun class, or other things like that. And then in each faction, you have 1 sword class, 1 fighter class, da-da-da-da-da. But they have different abilities, different stamina points, and stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of that 2v2 Gundam cabinet that I had a lot of fun playing at Colossal Con, which I wish I could play that game again because it was a lot of fun. But that one had various Gundams that you can get that were similar to each other in ability, but their specials and the way they move and their speed and everything were very different from each other, as well as just the way they handle. So you had a lot of choices. There was a lot of Gundams to choose from, but they were all in similar types of play style. So I think that could definitely work. So like if you and a couple of friends wanted to play and attack a couple of missions EDF style, then you know, you and 2 to 3 other friends could all, if you've unlocked a bunch of them, can pick from various different machines and create your own faction. You're not stuck with one faction. Like if you have Hermes and you unlocked his faction, and if somebody else unlocked a bunch of other machines, they're not just relegated to your faction. So that gives a lot of opportunity, you know. What's really cool is you can also do events where you could unlock various skins / paints for all factions. And there could even be, if he creates more of these down the line, you can unlock other specialty machines. And if there's seasonal events, they could be challenges or certain missions that are available for limited time. And then you have that. So that gives more incentive to like jump on and stuff like that. This also seems like this would be a game that would have dailies. So like daily check-ins to get like currency to help you unlock certain things, and everything like that, or to upgrade your machine. So, dailies, check-in for currency, which currency for the machines, they could be origami birds. There you go. Currency. Origami birds. Used for upgrades. There you go. I think honestly that's a good baseline. There can also be PvP tournaments where various online factions can either fight a main alien boss and gather points during session, and whoever like did the most damage to the boss, they get origami birds, whatever number origami birds is like offered for that. Gather points during session, or it is faction versus faction, and the most wins that you net your faction is what gets you. So this would be very much a heavy online type game for sure. So there would be guilds or factions. So factions would be their version of guilds. Like Xenoverse. Yep. And I'd say probably for this type of thing, it'd probably be 10 per faction. Just to make it more manageable. So that's 10 machines on the board. So that would make it an arena fighter to have 10 on there. So hack and slash slash arena fighter. There you go. Alright, how's that sound? I would probably play this, honestly. I'd have a really fun time because I like playing games that allow me to play with other people in a big team. It feels more rewarding when you take something down. It's a lot of fun to play games with other people. I wish I need to play more games with more people. Like, badly. I miss it. Yeah, it's a big old co-op game with some story. The story will probably be, like, very basic, but most of the stuff that you would do would be online. For sure. Okay. Alright, so we got through that one. Let's see who else we've got. We've got Torque. The Moto Bug. Oh, cutie. Cutie and also my enemy. Cutie and also my enemy. I have a violent rivalry against Motobugs. Thank you, Sonic GT, for that, by the way. I've never had so much hostility towards a badnik in my life. In my life. Motobugs have tried to kill me on multiple occasions in Sonic GT. They have chased me up walls, into lava, onto rails. They have kamikazed me off of ramps. They have knocked me into the ocean, into bosses. Even on success screen, where I should be safe. Motobug Soundler would actually give me PTSD. I do not associate with those Motobugs. They are violent. They are vicious and vile is what they are. I gotta hand it to the dev, though. They set out to make a terrifying enemy, and they totally did. Totally did. I've never been more scared of a freaking bike engine sound in my life. But let's go over the design. It's a cute. I like the little decal stickers. I'm gonna assume those are, sponsor stickers, which are very cute. Decals are adorable. Little legs. It is a cute little Motobug. I would give this Motobug a head pat and then promptly tell it to stay away from me. It's his fire suit racing. Ah, it's very cute. I like the little goggles. The little purple goggles are cute. So yeah, all around a cute character. Very cute. Stay away from me and my family. He's cute. Cute enough to stay away from me and my family. Yes. Alright, so Torque the Tuned Motobug. He's an Anthro Motobug who races the number 00 in the Daytona USA Mobian universe. Thanks Mocha for this inspiration during her Mocha Month stream of Sega Racers. I imagine it would be the same universe as where the coffee shop exists. For the SG8 Car Tool team. He's not the best at having barely touched the top half of the race standings within his career. Despite this, he retains a mostly chill and eccentric personality on and off the track. Just happy that he can finish a race in one piece, except for that one incident where he pushed himself too far and trashed his car in turn 3 at Sega International Speedway in a battle between himself and the number 41 of the Scorpia Plasma racing team. This did not deter his determination as he later continues racing with SG8 throughout the season and gets moved to the number 21 car in the later years, future placing significantly higher than his rookie years, but still finishing in the lower bottom of the pack. He just lives for the thrill of the feel of speed and racing. While off the track, he takes up kart racing with some other close friends and likes to share about his experiences of stock car racing with lots of enthusiasm. He plans to continue racing for the SG8 team as long as they are racing in the series. As perks of being a badnik, fret not, he's not hostile to others, he's a bit tanky and can take more damage than the average Mobian, and can casually regenerate out of eyesight after a short period of time after being destroyed, poofed. Oh great, he's got that fucking instant transmission shit. It's exactly what the Motobugs and GT had. Their instant transition came with a freaking sound alert, though, at least. Let's see. Huh. What to do with this one? At least I won't instantly go after you. Yeah, no, I will immediately go after you. You won't get the chance. You will not get the chance. I will destroy you where you stand to protect my family. Anyways, I had a few ideas already in mind. Oh, so you're a Mocha. Alright, let's hear it. Imagine it would be the mainline Daytona USA series, but with an actual championship career with added mechanics. Okay. Some mechanics would be the addition of a teammate car. Like, to have another car driving with you? Do you mean? This is a good song. What the hell? Sort of. In the actual game, there's 2 cars per sponsor team.
Ah.
God damn it, I dropped my water bottle. This song is good. You can possibly order them to provide draft or block opponents around you for an advantage. This sounds more like roller derby than it sounds stock car racing. Actually, that could work. He could be in a roller derby game. He's got the little skates. He would just have to lay on his belly and drive. Oh my god, that sounds fun actually. Motobug roller derby? Hell yes. I mean, isn't that technically NASCAR anyways? Not necessarily. There's a lot more rules in roller derby that are very specific that I couldn't say that it's the same as NASCAR. And the only reason I know this is because I had to do a documentary on roller derby. So, and had to interview tons of teams for roller derby, either international or domestic. So, it's the only reason that unfortunately I'd have to put my foot down on that one. I had other mechanics in mind, like an alley rival mechanics with other AI drivers. So you can have you could have another car on your team, but it's the AI. If you race clean with them, they'll provide more opportunities to draft off them, and they won't get in your way as much. Okay. If you race them dirty. So an AI that learns and punishes you pretty much. Complex, very complex for a racing game. Usually they just program the AIs to completely want to fuck you over. They'll start being more aggressive, blocking you more, and even making a lot more contact. In that type of game, though, it's kind of difficult to not accidentally tag a car, though. So would that be considered racing dirty, or is it going to have parameters set where there's a certain number of times you can accidentally tag a car before it starts getting aggressive? Because those games are not exactly like... I mean, you literally saw there were cars flying off the turns, smacking into each other and spinning each other out. And they slam into you anyway because their driving is as good as anybody else's. So I'm just saying, what's to stop the parameters from being breached in which they start getting aggressive with you, even from accidental tags or from wayward drifting? Because that would have to be set, wouldn't it? I would imagine this like a less chaotic sort of Daytona USA. So would it be the main line then, or? This is F-Zero. Yeah, well, F-Zero is even more aggressive. Are you kidding? I'm taking a lot of inspiration of a different NASCAR game with the same mechanics. Okay, so it's not really Daytona. Maverick. It's more of straight up NASCAR. I mean, NASCAR is just as aggressive. Okay. Okay. I would imagine the ally rival mechanics could carry over to the next race depending how much you interact with them during the race. Yeah, that's up here. Yep, complex AI that redirects certain parameters in order to help or hinder players based on racing behavior. We could put that they can carry over to next races, either making it more difficult to race or easier. That honestly means that it wouldn't even be solely dependent on your skill. It would literally be dependent on like how well you did in the last race and how much you didn't tag other cars by accident or on purpose. Which means if you had a really hard time and you did hit a lot of cars, you now have made the next race extremely difficult for yourself because now all the cars you tagged are now hounding you for the entire race. If you stayed behind everybody and didn't tag everyone, then they'll just kind of, what's that called? Part the Red Sea for you and let you just up front. That could mean that a run could get really screwed over for you, and you might have to start over to reset the AI. That could be a teeny bit frustrating for some people. You could probably have it set for a certain difficulty, though. So, like, if you're on normal mode, you don't have the complex AI, but if you're on hard mode or something, then you get that. It's hard to explain all of this in words, to be honest, but the ally rifle mechanics won't last for the entire race, maybe for like a set duration. Okay, so are you meaning that like maybe for a lap or so, if you don't tag a car, the next lap in that race, they won't be as aggressive? So does that mean in that if you didn't in the first lap, but you did tag in the second lap, then the third lap, they would get more aggressive? I can imagine the speedruns of just people tagging cars as much as possible to just not be able to finish the race. No, it's all good. I'm more thinking of this is not a you thing. This is totally a me thing. Having been in the seat for like helping develop games before, I only know some of the technicalities for this thing, so I'm just trying to, like, understand it in terms of how this would be programmed. How would this run? So definitely for that, that means that certain checkpoints would have to be hit in order for those cars to start reacting a certain way, which means that certain things would have to be completed. So I was just looking up NASCAR Thunder. This is where a lot of my inspiration for mechanics come from. Gotcha. Okay. I will put what you have. Probably show a post-race cutscene of Torque. Driver interacting with each other at the garages. Chill talk or a shouting match. Okay. What is that document you're writing? I'm new here. Hello. Welcome in. Ematility? Like your name. So people in my community submitted their Sonic OCs. And as a surprise to them, for the OCs that they submitted, I am making a game based off of each OC. Just for fun. So we've made a couple of them so far. We've got, you know, arcade beat-em-ups, we've got Portal-esque puzzle game, we've got arena fighters, we've got racing games, we've got cafe sims, we've got open world concept with casual gameplays and PvP crafting elements. We've got a mission-based, stealth-oriented, like, combat-esque game. We just did another one, which was an EDF DMC hack-and-slash PvP game. Which I'm really excited for that one, honestly. We got a mini bar sim and stuff like that, so we're just working on the next one. I'm just trying to figure out this one mechanic. Like the early 2000s entries. Okay, so if it's the early 2000s, they did not have as complex an AI to work with for that. So what I'm guessing is they did have checkpoint parameters in which after certain conditions are met, then the cars will start reacting a certain way. So that's what I'm thinking is probably what happened. And that's kind of the same that they did with Road Rash and a couple of other games of that era. So let's see. So okay. There was a way to share draft with other cars, thus making them a temporary ally, but rivals would need to be, like, hit hard enough a certain amount of times to turn them into temporary rivals. So yeah, there's conditions that are met. You have to hit them a certain number of times. Something has to be active. So what I'm assuming, and this is what I'm putting for this, condition parameters must be met to activate car AI for hindrance or ally mechanics to take effect. Short duration means that they are on a cooldown system, which means if an AI car is active and is in range, they could tackle another car out the way or allow a draft. If it is in hinder mode, it will start hovering by the player and slowly start pushing them off the track, ram into them, or spin out on purpose to mess up a run. Does that sound a little bit better? Okay, now I have a question. We've discussed game. However, I don't see where Torque fits into this as the main character of the game. This more sounds like a regular stock car racing game. So what I'm trying to see is how we exactly hold Torque into this. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Sega artists. Welcome in. How are you today? You're basically driving the number 00 throughout the entire thing. Okay, so we're borrowing the car from Daytona to put in this game. Or you could just make it a 00 car. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Daytona 00 car. Okay. Just got home from a messy night at work. Oh geez. I hope you're able to rest. No, like... Danica Patrick was in All Stars Racing Transformed, so it could work. True. This takes place in the actual Daytona setting. All the cars from the games are there. All the teams, basically. Okay, so this more sounds like a mod for Daytona than its own standalone game. Okay, that's still a thing. Would you consider it a mod because it's taking place in the same game, it's just tweaking the mechanics and adding one character to it that you can play as? Or would you consider it a spin-off, which is still the same game, but you are that one character? A spin-off? Okay. So the spin-off... Nothing's... It's still the same game, with just some things tweaked. Probably a different coat of paint. That one character, you're playing as one of the AI car teams, basically. You're not the Hornet anymore. Okay. You're playing as Torque, though, right? You're controlling Torque? Or is it just a character you can play as, but you can play as other characters? Or I guess other cars. You wouldn't really see Torque, you would just see the car. Okay. So really it's not so much the character, it's just the car you're driving. Okay. Okay. NASCAR is a driver sport per se. A lot of the focus goes into the drivers, I guess. Man, all of this NASCAR lingo I'm talking about is probably confusing you. Not necessarily. I'm more seeing it from the game's perspective. So it does put a lot of emphasis on drivers, but during gameplay, you're not necessarily seeing the drivers unless you're viewing them in a different mode. And what I mean by this is that Torque as a character is just... I guess he doesn't get much screen time. So it doesn't really feel like his game. It just feels like a random Daytona game. So I'm more saying, like, how does Torque fit into all of this? Sure, he drives the car and stuff, but what about the character embodies this game, is what I mean. What makes this his game, his standalone game? Because if you took Torque out, this is still the same game. Torque could be just a skin for any of the cars, honestly. So that's what I'm meaning, is how does he fit into all of this? Yeah, he drives the 0-0, but I mean, what about this is him particular? Like, if you took Torque out, could it easily be replaced with any other Sonic character or any other character in general and be the same type of game? That's what I mean. Because think about it this way. The previous one for Demon, right? It's a Portal-esque game, which feeds its gameplay from a couple of other puzzle games out there. But what makes it unique to him is the type of mechanics. You know, the swords, the bar location, for, you know, the type of storyline that it has very much feeds into the storyline of the character. Or for Hermes, it's a hack and slash and it's based off of DMC and EDF, especially for the PvP mode, but it has everything to do with his story. The factions, the different machines, the currency being origami birds, which is his favorite thing to do when he's not fighting, the different classes being based on the different mechanics of the said machine. That's what I mean. Like, if you took those robots out and you put different characters, it may not feel the same because you're not getting the same classes as these characters offer because they're unique to that game. If you put different Sonic characters in there, okay, well, what are you going to do? You're going to give Sonic a sword? A gun? Is it going to be a bike? Does that make him a different class? It doesn't work. But the machines already having that does. So, but that's what makes the game unique to them, you know? So it makes it stand out. It's not, you know, Mocha's is a racing game also, but that has different type of currency. The Grand Prix are formatted differently. It is necessarily another rally car racer, but there are different aspects to it. The hub world mechanic, her talking with different locals and challenging them, stuff like that. You got this. I believe in you. I hope this is not seeming like mean or anything. I just desperately want to like write this well for you, you know? That's why, like, these are questions that I'll be asking for most of these if the person's there, because I want to know. I just want to know. Make sure these are coming out the way you want, but in a way that the game can be played, you know? They're all concepts, so I'm not actually making them, but, you know. Makes you think. It's okay, it's okay. No worries. We got the basic concept, though. We got the basic concept, so it's all good. So far, it's a very solid racer. Very, very solid racer. Yeah. Very solid racer. The mechanics are very interesting. We can definitely come back to it. This one got fixed already. The only idea I have right now is maybe some sort of team mechanic about the team Torque is racing for, since the SGB is literally the team that's always last. Okay. Then wouldn't it be more like, if you want the characters to be more of a thing, wouldn't it be more TSR? Torque is trying to bring the SG8 to light. Okay. So that's definitely a bit more interactivity with the character. You could just literally take off the top part of those cars. Still have it be the same mechanics, but literally take the tops off those cars. You have your characters. Gives you a lot more interactivity with them. Gives you a lot more area for like animations and other stuff like that. It more connects you with who you're racing with. You know, it's not just a car I'm driving. There's a character in there, somebody I'm supposed to be connecting with, you know? And with the team, easy to see who your team members are if you know what they look like. I remember there was another cartoonish NASCAR game with the same thing. There you go. So you're looking into an arcade racer, yes, but it's got some liberties in it. If it's a spin-off, then it totally isn't going to be the same as the main line because it's a spin-off. Spin-offs are not like their main lines. Look at Sonic Riders. Sonic Riders is a spin-off and it's nothing like the mainline Sonic games. It's different mechanics. It is more toonish, for sure. It's much more lighthearted. Cart-like, and you can see the drivers. There you go. There you go. So now you're getting into it of where can the player themselves connect more with the drivers and it makes sense and make a difference who they pick, who they're driving as, their team that they're driving with. There's that interactivity that we're looking for. Some people go into racing games just to drive as a car. Yes. But if we're doing one that's focused on the character as well and has a story mode, that's that plot progression. Instead of the full cars, they're like mini cars you'd see on Daytona USA at track modes. There you go. There you go. Maybe this is a more mini Grand Prix. Maybe Torque joined this more miniature outside of the main line Grand Prix to try and get SG8 to get more limelight. This is televised and other stuff like that, and they think that if they do really well and not last in this one and show off like how much of a contender this team is, it'll bring more limelight to the team, you know, more publicity. They could get more sponsors, could definitely help. Maybe there's a possibility that them being last so much, they're kind of out of money. And so in order to bring the team better response and a better reputation and more money in order to upgrade their cars and go on to bigger Grand Prix, they go into these miniature ones. Now, sure, they're not as lavish as the main ones, but they're still just as fun, and the rules are very different because these would be considered, Dan, this would be like Speed Racer doing the outside races, the back alley races. This would be what the spin-off is. These are back alley races. Yes, like Casey Cristo, yeah. These are underground races. This is to get you more publicity. There you go. There we go. We now have our concept. We have our main story concept right there. Okay. All right. So, Cartool, hear me out. Here is the story I have for you just far. Okay? Are you ready? Ahem. Torque and his team have run low on funds and feel their rep has hit some hard bumps due to their placement in the last main pre. Unable to guarantee themselves a spot in the next upcoming preliminaries, Torque gets the idea from another racer to join the Back Alley Pre, a set of races that are under the table that many racers from all over compete in for huge pools of money, and what's even better, it's televised, which could surely bump up any team's publicity margin. After consideration, and not telling their manager, the team set off to Boxcar Station, a small offset city off the shores of the mainland that hosts those very races. Torque has ton of tenacity, but does the team have the grit to survive these new races and put SG8 on the map? So how's that? Just as a story concept. That's your bumper. That's like back of the box bumper. Sweet. And of course there would be boss races. Yes, of course. Dude, the music is going hard behind me. What is happening? What song is this? Darker Than Black remix. Ah, that makes total sense as to why that was going hard behind me. Okay, so how does this sound? You have a garage in which you can customize your car, add decals, sponsorship flags, and customize the color or outfit of your team. You can save replays, and it has an online pre-game mode where, just like Mario Kart, you can select tracks from any pre you've unlocked or the main host has unlocked and race against others. The more cred you gain online can also help unlock more mission races, special bosses, and even more customization options. The higher your cred, the more dangerous or harder the races you will be placed into online. So you also have a little online mode. It's not too complex. It's more of like a party racer, but yeah. So there you go. Your credits is your currency. And what's even funnier is your credits all come on a card. So they're little card credits or tokens. Because this much money being pooled under the table is technically illegal. So they give you cards, and any credits that you win during the race get transferred onto the card. So your currency will be shown as little cards. As your credits. And they're probably little checkerboard cards to look like checkerboard flags. There you go. Cute. Alright, so how does that sound? Do you feel a bit more confident about your game? I am changing the music for this. It is going too hard and it's unnecessary. I will pay in Chuck E. Cheese tokens and you can't stop me.
Hello, best friend.
This seems hella interesting. I like it. Huzzah! We've done it, chat. We did it. Nice. Yay! We have done it. Perfect. Okay, so let's move on to the other one. Nora will bark. Alright. Let's see. Nora will bark. Oh, it's this character. It's a human. She's a mage. I already think she'd be a dungeon crawler character, but I like the outfit. It's cute. God, I'm sorry for fumbling my ideas a lot earlier, but I'm happy we could make something out of it in the end. That's totally fine. That is literally the concept of brainstorming. You will have word vomit until eventually that word vomit turns into actual, like, lines. It all happens. All ideas come out concept-wise like that. My job is just to help you iron it all out. It's all good. It's perfect. That one sounds fun, though. I like the idea of underground racing and just like going nuts with people. It being more of a toonish spin-off of Daytona probably is a lot better for the character, especially because they place last all the time, so this is more of like an underdog redemption arc with catastrophic consequences and a very funny scenario. So I think it works very well for the character. Okay, so Nora Wilbark is a young teen with an optimistic personality and a love of discovery. She is, as mentioned, a summoner and can summon smaller variants of animals, creatures, and mythical beings to her side to aid her in fights, everyday stuff, and just all around for company. She is, though, by herself in terms of human companionship, as she lost her family and summoner clan to a deadly lich. She got whisked away to the far-dimensional plane known as Talatis. It sounds like food. A rich world ready to be discovered and explored. She hopes to one day find a way back to her home so that she can avenge her family and then rest easy for her life. Though she acts brave, she's still young, things do scare her a fair bit. This sounds like this is either a rogue dungeon crawler that is the same vein as Enter the Gungeon, or it is like Star Fox Adventure, but hear me out, using the staff. And it's more of you're going to different worlds or different planets. So this would more be like she's in Talatis and she's just going around exploring, opening up different things, exploring the world, opening up different sections of the map. And let's see. Yeah. And finding clues about her home. There's probably a possibility towards the end she gets very, like, bonded with Talatis in general and the people that live there and decide that that's her home and she doesn't want to go home because she can't actually find a way home. So that's what this feels like. This feels very Star Fox Adventure / like dungeon crawler. It could go either way because it's a magic user and stuff like that. and you have the ability to learn different button inputs in order to summon different things, and yeah, most of your stuff would come from the staff. So let's see. Star Fox Adventure-esque. Enter the dungeon crawler. Exploring map. Unlocking sections. Gathering items. Objective-based. Trying to find home, but ultimately stays in Lattice. Story rich, probably, as it would probably be like RPG-esque storyline, if you know what I mean. Storyline inspired. Towns, locals to talk to or complete objectives for. Magic usage, button inputs or upgrades to staff for other powers, unlocked via story progression. Can trade items found in dungeons for upgrade jewels. And the upgrade jewels just power up your powers up mana. There you go. Story mode heavy. No multiplayer. Just wouldn't need it. Can have a endless mode where it is you and various dungeon levels, one after the other, searching for items or jewels. Lore heavy, emotional, and since it's mostly her, it is definitely heroine centered, and very reminiscent of PS2 era adventure games. I'll have that charm to it. Okay. I think we got a good concept for this one too. It's short, but I think it's straight to the point. For sure. Okay. We have more than we... Oh, we actually don't have that many. As I thought we did. Okay, okay. We can get through these. We can make it. Okay. Okay, so Scales the Pangolin. I don't know if a picture got submitted for this particular one. They might not have. I don't think, unfortunately, there is art for Scales. I do not have any art. I have very poor art skills. Gotcha. That's okay. Scales the Pangolin is a pangolin native to the Mystic Ruins. He's of a relatively bulky build, strong and ready to weather anything. With deep maroon scales and a lighter red body, Scales is built for adventure. He wears sturdy, rugged clothes, typically consisting of fingerless leather gloves to account for his large digging claws, thick-soled hiking boots, a tan jacket, and a sling pack where he keeps his tools. Scales also found a pretty nifty hat on his island adventures, which he wears with pride. Scales can curl into a ball and protect himself from harm. With his hard and sturdy scales, they also allow him to scale walls and tear through threats, so foes beware. From a young age, he developed a penchant for research and a passion for echidna history. The ruins nearby provide all the information he could ever need, except for one everlasting mystery. How did the echidna tribe fall? An everlasting mystery to this researcher he continued to scrape together. Everlasting mystery was used twice. To this researcher, he continued to scrape together anything that could be a clue. At last, a lucky lead led him to a rumor of a lone echidna living on a floating island. Scales thought it was just that, a rumor, until one night an island crashed to the side of the Mystic Ruins. Curious, he decided to explore the island and found more than he could ever want. He even found the echidna and an altar he guards. However, Scales was too late in leaving and ended up stuck on the floating island. He sets up camp and tries his best to glean anything from the new revelations of the trek, but comes up short and decides to sleep. In his dreams, he's given a vision, a bloody battle, a monster, and a lone girl who speaks to the emerald. In a flash of light, the tribe vanishes. Scales wakes with a start. Could this be the answer he was looking for? Surely it was just that, a dream. No, it was too real. Scales grabs his gear and goes back to the island, determined to figure out what it could mean and to prove it to be true. Okay, so this is very Tomb Raider-esque. So this is legit ruins and temples that this character would probably be in. Very much to feed into the archaeology backstory. So a cool thing that we could do for this character is that in his search for like trying to learn more about this possibility, he could interact with the Master Emeralds and get warped back to the time of Tikal, which is probably the character they're talking about. And it's more of going through the ruins in that time period and switching between both. So kind of almost like Demon's Portal-esque, but this time it's more of like exploration and using time rifts. And it probably would more have to do with the Master Emerald's interactivity with the ruins. So let me think. Okay, so let's get this. If he does interact with the Master Emeralds, he could have another vision. This could bond him with the Master Emerald and allow it some of his power. And from that, he has the ability to cause temporal loops. So maybe while he's in the ruins, there are certain areas of the ruins where he can use a temporal loop. And what that does is it plays more of a flashback. And it shows either how a puzzle possibly was solved, an event that happened in the ruins that could explain how the Echidna tribe fell, or it could even show after images of echidnas walking through a certain path, which more shows you where danger is, or even past explorers. And you can pretty much use that as like guiding your way through different ruins. There's probably puzzles to solve, light platforming probably, lots of danger, so there's probably traps to avoid. Seeming as how this is a ruin and in an era where there's not a lot of healing items, these are probably fatal. So getting hurt on those, you know, consider you can also use the temporal loop. Breath of the Pangolin. That's very open world, whereas this probably would be in a strict area. We could do open world, but it would probably be like a very small version of the open world, because that would mean that there would have to be an abundance of ruins. Yeah, so that's a little too much for something that's more streamlined for a story. So I much prefer linear puzzle rooms. Yeah, so that's more what this would be. It would be more linear, like story beat happens, boom, you get a lead for a ruin. Story beat happens, you've temporal looped into that version of the ruin in the different era. Story beat happens, you learn some more stuff, you're out of the ruins. you go back into the main town or the main temple area and talk with Takal or another echidna, and they tell you of another lead or something that's been happening, and you go into another ruin, boom, temporal loop, you're now back on the Angel Island-esque. So I'll say I really, really like the focus on the ME and how it plays into this. Jotun Red Wolf, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the galaxy. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Definitely a way to utilize something that is very underutilized. Exactly. And what's really great is that the ability to have a temporal loop from the Master Emerald is not far-fetched, because we don't necessarily canonically have a detailed list or an itemized list of the powers that Master Emerald can provide. Yeah, and Takal is able to live in that thing in a separate pocket dimension. It literally has limitless energy, and more peeks into the imagination, or it is implied it is the desires of the person that uses it. The hugest desire for Scales is literally, I want to find out what happened to these people, and the Master Emerald can provide using the temporal loop. So it's definitely an adventure. It's an adventure game that relies heavily on dungeon exploration, solving puzzles, traps that could get in your way, temporal time rift elements that are more used for hints, story progression, figuring out certain parts of a puzzle, and it probably would be 3D-esque, but it probably would have a camera that can easily go top down for certain rooms. And well, that's the thing, the temporal loop doesn't always show you a hint of how something's solved. The temporal loop will probably show you if there's danger, and stuff like that. It'll mostly show you like past treads of the ruin, like somebody went down this hallway, but it's kind of up to you to judge whether or not it's dangerous. And the fact that you just respawn after getting hit by a trap, and it's very fast, and it's at a checkpoint, you can just progress again and be like, okay, I've learned. That room's not so safe. That person disappeared for a reason. But what happens if I go the opposite way? Well, not a lot of people went that opposite way, obviously, in this era. What if I use the temporal loop to go to the past era, where Takal and everybody is? Okay, they must know. So, this sounds like a Resident Evil camera. Atomiku. Yeah, it kind of does. I don't think there'd be very heavy combat elements. If there is basic punch and kicks, more spin dashes, perhaps. Yeah, he's set. He can fight, sure, and maybe like pushing off, like maybe the echidna don't like there's certain echidna in the tribe that don't like that you're being super nosy and don't like that you're digging into stuff you shouldn't. Maybe there's certain rogue echidna in the tribe that are planning something, and you roaming around the ruins is kind of fucking with that. So maybe they do show up in the ruin and try to chase you off. Maybe you have to use agility or fighting off echidna. Very, very light combat, and it doesn't happen often, but it is also feeding into the story of something's not right here, and maybe the echidna had more of a hand in their downfall than we think. So I think that could be a really good like story plot progression that pushes you forward to want to solve the mystery, but also gives some lore elements to canonically what we already kind of know happened to the echidnas and stuff like that. And there could be different murals and stuff that give you different stories as well for like chaos and other stuff like that. You know, a being that, you know, resides somewhere, but in this era, because it's Takal's era, you know, you wouldn't know what chaos is. You just know it's an entity, but you have no idea, like, what it's really capable of, because the attacks haven't happened yet. The raid hasn't happened yet. So, because, you know, the inevitable hasn't happened yet, it almost gives you a sense of, can I stop this? You know? I think he's just strong enough to be, like, capable in combat. It says that he's, you know, he's got thick scales on his back and stuff like that. I super dig this a lot. Of the inspiration for this character is just my own personal desire of fleshing out the echidna and exploring deeper into Angel Island. Well, there you go. So I think we've got our stuff. Yeah, he's not a fighter. He's just rugged and built from adventure. So I think he has the ability to hold himself when he's climbing, rolling through stuff, punching through walls if necessary in small portions, and lifting heavy objects. But he's not like... It's not that he can't fight, he's just not set to immediately fight. So probably for him, escape is more his option, and if necessary, fighting off people. Yeah, he's a pacifist, but if he needs to protect himself, he will. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Go. Okay. So, Germ. I will read this to you. You tell me how this sounds, okay? Wookie. So, dungeon crawler, ruin crawler, linear via plot progression and story beat elements. Usage of Master Emerald gifted power, temporal loop, to transfer back and forth from present-day Angel Island ruins to past-era temples, where the Echidna tribe is still very much alive. Light combat, escape mechanics, Tomb Raider, Legend of Zelda-esque gameplay, and puzzles and traps. Story. Let's see here. Scales, on his quest to figure out how the fall of the Echidnas came to be, stumbles upon the Temple of the Master Emerald. Feeling himself drawn into it, he reaches out only for his purest desires of finding the truth to activate the energy within the jewel and bestows Scales an ability called Temporal Loop, which allows him to cross over through time for short periods to the era he learns to speak about. While exploring the ruins, he can loop back and forth between main era and past era to figure out routes to past the dungeon and learn its secrets. Story beats push the game along and allow you to uncover the mystery as you play, never feeding too much to the player on the first run, but more and more as you explore further and further. Be wary, as certain Echidna in the tribe don't take kindly to outsiders poking their noses where it doesn't belong, and you sadly fit that bill. Make allies within the tribe and figure out the imposing doom that resides on the horizon. Could the Master Emerald itself, which gave you this gift, be the main reason for the turn of events, or was it the hidden purpose of the Echidna themselves that drove them to ruin? How does that sound? That sounds beyond amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Huzzah! I am very happy that you like it. This would definitely be a very much one-player game, giving me my own inspo for writing the story more. Yay! Please do. I would love to see it. Love to read it. Sounds fun. One day, I believe in you. Also, hat. Hat? Wait, was I given a hat moment? I'm sorry. Did somebody redeem a hat and I didn't see it? No. No. Huh? Give me a second. Okay. If you didn't pick up on it, Scales totally stole Knuckles' hat from the OVA. Oh, perfect! I love that hat. That hat's perfect. He just said, "This is mine now." I mean, that's what I would do. Okay, so we got that one. Okay, how many do you think I can do? My tummy hurts. I'm telling you, that Mountain Dew actually wrecked my stomach. Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I'm about to pass the fuck out. Night, Foxy! Okay, so Chronos arrives. We've got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 left. We could do this. You need something else in your stomach. I had chicken nuggets all day. Like, I made myself in the morning a bowl of chicken nuggets, and I've just been eating them slowly over the course of the day. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chicken nuggets left in this bowl. We can do this. We can. Okay, so Chronos, we do have a picture of Chronos. Here we go. Chronos is a bike! How many chicken nuggets did you manage to begin with? I made like 20. How many OCs are left? Also have their matching users in chat. Oh, I don't know. I just know we have 3 left. We can do this. We can make it through. It's been like 12 fucking hours. Yeah, I know. I've been okay. It seriously was that Mountain Dew that really hurt. Because I was okay before I had it. It was just too acidic. We Can from Sonic Hero starts playing. Okay, so Chronos. I think it's cool that he's a bike. It's another yellow robot. It's yellow and blue. It reminds me of Hermes a little too much. But it looks cool. I like it. It makes sense since you don't drink soda, but also, damn, can't believe a Baja Blast ended your stomach. Yeah. How old was it? It was new, like out the box. I don't drink soda, so it's gonna hurt me anyway. Note, when you get to Milex, I'm a huge delay, so it'll take a while for my feedback to get to you. That is okay. I'll probably go eat some fruit afterwards. I'll probably like get a handful of grapes and then go immediately to sleep since I have work tomorrow. Okay, but cool design nonetheless. I like it. Is a bike. So, Chronos. A03 Chronos arrives. Chronos is a vehicle-based robot which was once a plain monowheel bike, which unfortunately fell into the sea due to his previous owner being drunk while driving it in the night, drowning in the process. Oh god, dark. The bike would be found 10 years later by people with the nearest beach. The wheel was missing and the whole structure was full of rust. It was sent to the nearest scrapyard, most likely to be recycled due to how poorly it looked. Sooner than expected, a tall figure appeared with plenty of clothes seeming to cover up something underneath, who decided to take what barely appeared to be a motorcycle. The person in charge at the scrapyard gave it to him very cheaply and was able to take it home. Eventually, the small motorcycle was capable of seeing, hearing, and even talking. All of this thanks to the man who saved him. Oh, it is the doctor. He decided to name him A03, codenamed Chronos. Of course, Chronos accepted his new name, no longer being a simple vehicle ever again. Chronos is a small but very active robot who is also very friendly when meeting someone. Similar to Hermes, he also likes to test his driving skills and speed whenever he cans. Whenever he cans. Chronos loves animals, especially those that live underwater. It reminds him of something he can't remember quite well, but he still enjoys. There we go. He doesn't have many powers like the others in the Crusader faction, but he's still very useful. His great speed can match up to any vehicle within any surface, even water. Now you might be thinking, how can he go on water without suffering from rust and other harmful things like salt water? Well, the answer is quite simple. Alexander thought about this issue and replaced almost all of the previous metal with a new alloy that can resist any kind of water, even the one entering its own body. Chronos is the best buddy someone could ever have, and thus becoming essential for the Armageddon Crusaders. Was that the same as the other one, or is he part of a different team? I can't check because I deleted it, idiot. Just feel like that was not the same team. I'm here. Hello. Yeah, because the other one was the Crusaders faction. This is the Armageddon Crusaders. Is it the same? Okay. I don't remember seeing Chronos on that list. But then again, he did write Hermes twice by accident. So that's a possibility this could be the other character. Okay. What can we do with this one? We can honestly just make him part of the same game as Hermes. He's just another class. Which is fairly easy. Yeah, this class type is big on mobility, especially over aquatic surfaces. Jesus, the music, I swear. I'm having to constantly fight y'all. There you go. Okay. Who is this beautifully sketched cat and why is her voice so nice? My voice is not nice. Don't lie to me. Special aquatic surfaces. There we go. Aquatic surfaces is more a tank-like class. Outfitted for most terrain. And can scout or outrun most attacks. weaponry utilizes speed and dodging capabilities. A combat vehicle. There we go. I didn't hear Omochow tips go off. That's not good. I think it's probably because it's not online right now. I didn't turn it on for this one. Whoops. I'm sorry. It being so mellow, I just didn't think to turn on Omochow. Because it's a separate website I have to have on for that to work. My apologies, Atomiku. Points refunded, don't worry, thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, Omochow's not working for this one. In particular. I can give you an Omochow fact. Hi, I'm Omochow. Do you like to play SRB2 kart? Would you like to learn how to play? Step 1. Get good. There you go. There we go. Okay, so we got through that one. Okay, what's the wolf? Okay, this one has a picture. There it is. Hangs out in the backpack, has a wisp, a hover wisp. Gravity boots. Backpack doubles as a battery pack for gear. Interesting. It's very cool. I like the design for this. Sneakers are really nice. I like the motif. Coloring is really nice. I love teal. Yeah, no, this is a very solid character design. I love it. It's a very unique design, yes. Very, very cute. Good job, Dan. Yeah, I like it. I love the jacket. Yeah, the color palette is really good. I like it. Yeah, this is a very cool character. So let's find out about her. The wolf has always had a knack for tech and a desire to be a hero. However, she's never really had the confidence to act on that desire. 10 years ago, she heard of a blue hedgehog who ran at the speed of sound, stopping an evil scientist. Practically the coolest thing to find out is actually happening in the mind of a 12-year-old. I'm confused by that sentence. Hold on. 10 years ago, she heard of a blue hedgehog who ran at the speed of sound, stopping an evil scientist. Okay. Practically the coolest thing to find out is actually happening in the mind of a 12-year-old. Okay. Sentence format was strange. This guy was like a real superhero. If only she could be that cool and have sweet powers. Unfortunately, no such powers would come, and her desire to be someone who could do the impossible in times of need eventually faded to the back of her mind. The decade marched on and she continued her studies. Unfortunately, she was a STEM kid, but the complications that come with that don't have to be addressed here. Okay, then why'd you mention it? Lol. Okay, one day, about 5 years ago from the present day, she heard a loud crack and a bang. Then she felt a slight tremor. When she went to investigate, she found a badnik, mostly intact, that seems to have come crashing down from either somewhere up in space or the upper atmosphere. Not letting this opportunity slip, she, after forcefully making sure it was safely inert, decided to take it in and take it apart. It was quite a process, as almost every part in this thing was proprietary Eggman tech, but she eventually got to the juicy bits, the anti-gravity tech that let this thing float. Liz would spend the next couple of years poking away at this technology, trying to find a way to reverse engineer it and miniaturize it for personal use. In her mind, this was better than any extreme gear she was familiar with. No need for an air tank, a theoretically higher top speed, and a smoother ride. But boards were never her thing. She preferred skates, so that was her goal. Make some cool-ass anti-gravity skates. The first batch of prototypes were subpar, either not providing enough lift, providing too much lift, but most importantly, no stability whatsoever. She needed a solution, and she thought about the glove-mounted brake pucks skaters use. It was an elegant solution. It would help provide much-needed stability, and their thrust could be dialed in to provide a quick push back up on her feet if they were ever to become unceremoniously acquainted with the ground. However, most importantly, in the years to come, she would have them blast hard enough to be used as a weapon. With this figured out, she took several test runs, and in those, she found out that these things were fast. Almost too fast, in fact. There's almost definitely videos floating around of her absolutely eating it numerous times as she practiced controlling herself at high speeds. Unfortunately, she still saw the whole hero thing as something beyond her pay grade, so for now she'd use them to make her courier job easier. This is where things change. Eggman once again decided to try his hand at global conquest, but unlike other times, she heard news about it for a little too long. Usually she's hear about either a new attack on some far-flung part of the world, or a new armada amassing in space, but in just a few days she hears the good news. Sonic saves the day again, another egg fleet destroyed. This time, though, it had been over a month, and she heard no such good news. She'd only hear about a rapidly increasing number of attacks, all getting drastically closer to her hometown. Oh, it's all good. She'd only, something was definitely wrong. Sonic usually stops this guy by now. The world should be going back to normal by now, but instead, things are falling apart. And day by day, they get closer. Lutz was startled by the sounds of blaring alarms, emergency alerts, making her phone run wild. And as she looked out her window, she saw an airship letting loose an army of machines into her city. She grabbed her essentials in a rush, getting ready to head to the nearest shelter as soon as possible. She skated her way through, around, and over crowds of frightened citizens until a pack of bots dropped right in her path, blocking the way for herself and the many people of her city. The panic set in fast. She froze up for a few seconds as the badniks marched closer. And then something came over her. This is it. The adrenaline is flowing. No time to think. Just do whatever your body tells you to do. It's fight or flight. Lutz in that moment leveled her hand against the badniks and let loose a pulse of force from her glove, slamming one badnik into another and into another like a set of bowling pins. This girl chose to fight. She wasn't especially good at it, getting banged up pretty bad in the process of clearing the way, but she knew now that she can't just run to safety while there are people that need help. It was long and she got battered to hell, but she helped head the evacuation efforts, fighting where she could and saving people when needed. Naturally, she later joined the Resistance, where she gained some proper training and a new friend in the form of a hover wisp, and its convenient abilities gave her one hell of an idea for a modification to her gravity skates. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Alright, Rose. I'm guessing you probably have a few ideas for the character. I'm already getting very much, I'm getting a weird mixture of Mirror's Edge, Far Cry, and Dead by Daylight, not Dead by Daylight, a freaking Dying Light vibes from this immensely. Where she's pretty much a parkour courier, helping other people with her gravity stuff. She works for the Resistance, then the Dying Light aspect would be the parkour elements for sure. Far Cry would probably be the use of her hover gloves and any other tech. And yep, so my biggest idea was literally just a 3D Sonic game, but with an emphasis on parkour as level set pieces. I read your mind, I guess, because I automatically got that already from her. Very nice, so we're on the same page. Okay, so literally just a 3D Sonic game, but with emphasis on parkour as level set pieces. So, let's see. If it's literally just a Sonic game, then, excuse me, I guess she's like, well, I guess she wouldn't really necessarily have a homing attack. Or she would. Most Sonic characters seem to have like a homing attack of some type. But it would mostly be using her boots and hover glove. So she would have Silver's powers. It does sound like a Just Cause game. Forgot to mention, but since she started as a Forces OC, she does in fact have the grappling hook. I kind of figured from the motif on her gloves. So I'm glad that I thought of Far Cry with the grappling hook immediately. Yep. Yeah, I definitely already got one for her. Okay. Cool, so that makes this very easy. This wouldn't necessarily be Sonic Frontiers. So whereas Far Cry and Mirror's Edge are kind of open world, Mirror's Edge is more select. with the sections that you go to for the parkour elements. Far Cry is open world, but you are on a set environment. It just feels big. And Dying Light is not necessarily open world. You do have a really big hub space to parkour in, but they are sectioned off into different areas. So you technically got set pieces in which you can parkour in. So I don't know, because looking at Sonic Frontiers, I'm not necessarily sure entirely what they're going for, but I don't know if this would be it. I don't know if this would be considered a Sonic Frontiers. But I do like that we're on the same page of the aspects for this character's mechanics. Okay. This should be in third person, I think. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. Dying Light is a very good inspiration for this character, for sure. Mechanic-wise. And also story-wise. It fits the build completely. This should be in third person, I think. I think I remember it off the top of my head. I'm kind of tired, but third person camera. So pretty much you're behind the character. Makes sense. It's the same thing as, yeah, Dying Light's definitely like that. So's Far Cry. So yeah, definitely, parkour courier resistance aspect, which means mission-based objectives around the environment that utilizes parkour to reach markers such as gathering supplies, helping out refugees, and attacking waves of enemies, or clearing a safe spot for shelters. Boom. Wall riding as tricks too, like JSR. Could probably just be part of the parkour capabilities with her skates. Skates allow for more momentum-based parkour aspects, like wall riding, grinding rails, and pushing up onto platforms. There you go. Hopefully not as hard to do as JSR. Yeah, let's not make it ridiculous, you know? Okay, Dying Light, and then put Far Cry grappling hook element, which Dying Light also has the grappling hook too. You can get that. Hack and slash Dying Light, that sounds cool too. The hover wisp is literally a free hover button and a way to get extra height out of a jump. Yeah, so I figured that would be the pushing up onto platforms as that boost, where you do a jump and then hit the jump again and it boosts you upwards a small amount in order to get up onto levers. That helps with the parkour aspect and reaching up for ledges to climb. So, perfect. Good, 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 good. We are still on the same track here. Okay, can't really put the grappling hook for Far Cry because literally grappling hook is in Dying Light. This more just sounds like a Dying Light game. Grappling hook. Okay. Ouch. Also, the hover wisp, think of it as more of also Silver the Hedgehog's ability to carry stuff and move things. So that means that there's also physics based on this. So, I'm gonna put Silver the Hedgehog. And that would be physics based hover capabilities with grabbing and throwing items using glove. Perfect. Space for the occasional linear Sonic Adventure style levels. Hover. Good space for the occasional linear. Okay, so those missions... I'm trying to think, because Dying Light's not really levels as much as it's mission objectives. If we had regular levels This feels more like Forces a little bit. Sort of. No telekinesis though. That's my one thing I'll say. She can't grab. She can only push with the gloves. Okay. So she can't grab objects. That's a good hindrance for her. So she's not able to like move really anything. She can push things out of the way, but that also means that she is limited to what's around her to climb up onto things. Using her skates is pretty much how she can get onto ledges, and she'll have to find her own way to get over stuff, which means a lot of gap crossing, a lot of leaps of faith, because she can't push anything to really help her up. Okay, interesting. That's a good hindrance, so no grabbing. Pushing, using the glove. It's good to have hindrances for the character. It just means that it feeds into the sets of moves that you are available to use and how creative you have to get using those. What about the grappling hook to move boxes? That's true. Grappling hook is used for that. I guess the grappling hook could be more used to get up to... It can attach to things and pull her towards it. Yeah, you would get more pulled to the box. So, yeah, she still can't move anything. Alright, makes sense. The tech is good, but weak. So it would make sense that she can't really, like, carry anything with it. However, it wouldn't even necessarily be telekinesis. She could just use a ventilation system with the hover and cause it to be a lower stream that's more controlled coming out of her gloves, which would allow something to float in her hands using the hover ability. Very possible to do with that technology. All it would need to do is be streamlined and condensed into a shorter fuse. Just saying. But we'll knock off of that. Should also have a skill tree by a super jump. So this is definitely Dying Light. This is just Dying Light. Okay. Skill tree. Able to upgrade movesets. Yeah, this is just Dying Light. Never mind the other ones. This is Dying Light. Okay. Let's see. Now I miss playing Dying Light. Probably go play that this week or something for fun. It's a good game. I need to play 2. Like really badly. I heard it wasn't as good, but I'm still gonna play it because I liked the first one. Furry Dying Light, pretty much, yeah. Yeah. So, definitely, this is what this sounds like. She looks like a character from Dying Light. Yeah, she does. She looks like she'd be a character from Dying Light. The wisp being a meter of energy that slowly recharges over time is nice to stop you from just having limitless access to OP powers. So it's pretty much like in Dying Light, all of your weaponry has a meter or a bar of how much damage it can take before it can be repaired, and you have a certain number of repairs that you can use before it's completely unusable and you have to scrap it or it's broken. So yeah. So yeah, definitely that. Okay, so meter for charge on wisp energy for having to recharge. Mimics weapon meter for damage / repair ability. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it does sound like this is just another Sonic Forces, but I guess better handled. Makes sense. She was a character made in Forces, so. This is Forces 2. Just gonna put that under. Sonic Forces 2. She's one of the many people fighting back Eggy. That would have been nice on Forces. Yeah, so this is a Sonic Forces too, and a Sonic Forces song starts playing. Nice. Dying Light is in third person, I think. I think. I'm not sure, actually. Okay. Everybody satisfied with that one? Hey all, Scott here. Does that mean Infinite is a boss that you just can't beat because you know this is before Sonic beats his ass? It depends if he's actually in this because he wasn't mentioned in the story. But if, possibly, he could probably be an objective where he's been cited. I don't know if he would be like a main boss though. I like the idea of fleshing out the story of Forces, seeing as it was a lot of wasted potential for such a cool setting. Yeah, but I mean, he can show up. Not important. More like just an obstacle to avoid if he shows up. If it's the parkouring aspects, yeah, it could be like maybe at certain times of the day there's sightings of him and it's not a good idea to run into him, so maybe you have to avoid those sections. Or if you're in that section, you have to hide or get out as fast as possible. Because you are not a match for where he's at right now. He's too powerful, and he's more of like, what's those, it's literally Dying Light, it's the, mutants, at night, it's not good for you to stay outside because you get chased down by those giant mutants that could kill you. So, yeah. So, it would probably be like that. We've made a good idea. It's almost like this game has been made before. Yeah, Dying Light. We made furry Dying Light. There we go. That means there could possibly be escort missions in this. RIP. Okay. I guess we're on the last one. You can stuff them in the backpack, right? Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so we're on the last one. Let's see. That's not what I wanted to pull up. Here we go. So this is BZ. This is Bella's final stretch. That means that there's escort missions in which you're escorting people who are panicking or not listening to you away from Infinite, which means that there are possibilities that those escort missions are going to be so hard. And they might get killed. It'll either be like Dead Rising, where if you lose them, you can only get one with you. That's the only one you've saved, and that's it. You can't go back for the other one if they died. And if you lose both of them, you just lost the mission, and you can't go back and redo it. They're dead. They're gone. Puts more stakes. Dying Light's kind of like that too. If they get infected while you're escorting anybody, that's it. You're done. You can't go back and save them. It saves, and that's it. They're dead. They're dead to the world. You can't do anything about it. You failed it, and you don't get anything for that mission. And when you return back to base, they pretty much ridicule you for it. Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty. So, BZ, it literally looks like Belzebella, but a hedgehog, which is funny to me. Literally funny to me. Big villain hedgehog looks like Mephiles going to cosplay. It's a cute character, though. I'm not gonna lie, though. The quills are on point. Holy cow, Morbius Sonic. The quills are on point, and the jacket's very cool. I like it. Very edgy character. Very edgy. Okay. So BZ was made as part of a research project that would attempt to recreate Solaris as an obedient weapon that could potentially protect Earth from any other godlike monsters or alien invasions. But of course, creating an artificial Solaris means that an Iblis and a Mephiles have to be made as well. But that plan did not go too far, since while recreating Mephiles is kind of asking for trouble. BZ was once someone named Bella the Hedgehog, but after being coerced into a research project to avoid jail time, she would wind up undergoing a process to replace Bella and her personality with a more well-behaved Mephiles. Shit hit the fan, however, and both Mephiles and Bella's got mixed into an awful homunculus personality that drove Bella off the deep end with her morality. Short and to the point. Okay. Okay. Huh. What to do for this one? Well, if it's her taking over the world, then this is more of a villain sim. So this would more be like... It could be a strategy game where she has control over troops or dark creatures that come from Solaris's place, which are the ones that showed up in Sonic 06. So that's a possibility. It could be a strategy game. It could be an RTS, or yeah, it could be a strategy game where you're literally summoning the creatures that, you know, those like worm-like creatures and other weird, like, keep saying creatures, but that's literally what they are. Summoning them that like were the enemies in Sonic 06 and sending them to like overtake towns and stuff like that. It's almost like Brutal Legend in a way, where you're just like sending them off on like missions and reconnaissance and other stuff like that. That's just what it feels like. Because Mephiles didn't really do so much fighting as he did manipulating others to do his bidding. So more than likely that's probably what this character would do, is just brainwash and manipulate other monsters to do their bidding. So it literally would be sending troops out to attack. That's what it sounds like to me. Let's see. An Advanced Wars Fire Emblem strategy game. Yeah, like that. It would be turn-based. Turn-based. Conquer. It'd almost be like Capture the Flag, actually. Yep, Capture the Flag. It would be like Disgaea or Pokemon Conquest. I forgot how much I love Wave Ocean. That music's so good. Capture the Flag. Okay. Disgaea is cool. I used to play it a lot on the PSP. Okay, so it goes over BZ trying to overtake Soliana, where his previous incarnation of Mephiles had failed, has taken on a more conquer kingdom approach, and goes for war manipulation tactics. Can upgrade to new creatures. Deploy them based on stamina or reach, which is your hold on a certain region based on fear. So if like a section fears you the most, that means that they would probably be really ready to fight you. So maybe not attack them immediately. Everyone's favorite Sonic stage music? It's funny because I asked this question like last week, I think, on Twitter. But I think for me, I do really like Aquatic Bass from Sonic 06 or End of World. There's something very like so foreboding. One's very calm and awesome, and the other one's just so foreboding. It just takes you. And also Solaris Phase 2. Sonic 06 got some of my favorite tracks, I'm not gonna lie. And if we're talking about like Sonic Unleashed, I'd probably say it's Empire City Night on the Hub World. I can't help it, it's so calming. I know it's not really a stage, but yeah. Almost finished with Cat.
Ooh, excited.
So very excited. Deploy them based on stamina or reach, which is your hold on a certain region based on fear. More flags you capture, the more sections under your rule. Can leave creatures behind to fight off invaders. Sonic 06 was broken but had good music. Yes. Okay. Ayo Faxi, are you a dude? Maybe? Sure. I can be a dude for you.
If that's what you want, I can be the most dude ever.
I'm a bro. Total bro. I mean, most of my friends consider me a guy anyway, so I don't know. Either or, whatever you want. I don't care. Let's see. I think that's it for BZs, honestly. I think it's a pretty simple concept. I think it works. What do you guys think? But I think it works. Hell yeah. Which means... Haha, that caught me off guard. Sorry. Seems simple, but very interesting. It does work. Yeah, I think it would be like a... It'd probably be a handheld game, I think. Like a DS game and stuff like that. That also means we have finished all of the OCs in the showcase. Yes! We have done it. We have created multiple video games based on all of your guys' OCs. Damn. Now with the lies, and I know our future, but then you still control the past. Together, only you know if we shall last. You did so good. I appreciate it. It's very nice that you guys hung out. I know this is a different. I mean, we did fanfic readings yesterday. That was also different. But I appreciate that you guys hung out. I think that'll just about do it for us for the OC showcase. We finished it. Now, all that's... Now we have to literally work our way towards this week's tournament. That's gonna be nuts. I'm scared. I'm really scared. Oh my god. This tournament's gonna be huge though. I'm excited. Very excited. I just hope we fix it out. Work it out so that it works. I popped the wireframe, I promise. It's always nice hanging out with the cat. I've been lurking most of the night, but this has been so good. I'm so glad! Alright, let's figure out somebody to raid. Then absolution. Okay, let's see. Who can we raid? Fasani is streaming again, yes. We could go to them. There's this one VTuber BZ got me into. Her name's Lady Pastella. Why does that sound familiar? Let's see if we can find them. I feel like I may have seen them a couple of times. Let's see. Lady Pastella, right? Because there's a lot of Pastellas. Oh, she's a bunny. Good night, Cartool. Yeah, she's playing Don't Starve. She's a bunny. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's make a new friend. There we go. Lady Pastella. We'll make a new friend. So everybody show that drifter spirit and be nice. Let's make a new friend. Be very welcoming. Be nice. And have a good time. Banui. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming by for another night of Summer of Sonic 2022. This was a lot of fun to do. I'm glad that we finally finished the OC showcase. Coming up this weekend is going to be a 3-day Sonic Roboblast 2 kart tournament event called Pixel Panic. We're going to be having practice sessions all week so everybody can get very familiar with the maps. And the tournament that I know of right now, this may change, is starting on Friday, ending on Sunday. There's a possibility we might have to put a 4th day, and Thursday might be the first bracket. You guys will know if you've joined the server. If you signed up, then you will be notified. If you haven't signed up, do not worry. We will have another Pixel Panic later down the road, and you can always sign up for that one. Those might be a little smaller than this one. As you know, the prizes for this one is a cart commission by Mothy, or, if you already have a cart in the game, a Steam game of your choosing under the $50 cap, and second and third prize gets a Discord avatar made by Dant. So hopefully you guys join in, at least to watch. I might stream some of the practice sessions, but I'm not sure. So you guys have a lovely night. I love you guys, and have a good one. Goodbye.